Greetings, I'm Michael Backshot Writer. Back in January 2023, I decided to read 25 books throughout the year. Might as well reflect doing research as well. So, during that 2023 year, I actually read 65 books. So, January 2024 comes around and, well, I pick another number. I got 52 books. I read 65, so why not? In this case, I'm in both years. I'm going to say I've been counting books that I've actually completed. So that's basically from page 1 to the end of the book. For the most part, I'm going to treat Omnibus a big collection of stories as one individual book instead of individual stories. But then I'm also going to be counting some traditional comic books or graphic novels, which as they all have most of the ones I'm counting are going to be ones that have ISBN numbers in. I'm also going to be counting audiobooks, mostly for the same reason. They're actually based on an actual written book, and well, and if it's part of a series, I'll also tell you it's part of a series, because well, given how many links I'm going to be posting, because well, I know how many links I'm going to be posting, so that's you don't want me to just be I'm going to be posting all the links on my website, and yes, links to my website will be below, and with the very, very relevant links to some other stuff as well. Like 2023, I started 2024 reading a book book series I started the previous year. In this case, it's The False Hero 9. I covered this series quite a lot last year because I read 8 of the all 8 of the available books back then. But let's actually recap the actual story so far. It follows a summoned hero, John Lawrence Locke, aka Lutz, as is given during the title of the false hero during the events of book 1. He ends up collecting a few members of his group during the first couple of books, and well, book 9 starts roughly where book 8 ends, like the rest of the series, because most of them are pretty close, following quite sort of. In book 9, they visit the Dragon Island to find the Dragon Lord. They initially meet up with a young dragon girl who basically attacked them whilst she's trying to build her own nest. She reluctantly becomes Lutz's group's guide, and as if trying to find the Dragon Lord. And they do find the Dragon Lord, and during this encounter with the Dragon Lord, several big things are revealed. The second book of the year is actually another book series I actually started reading in 2023. This time the villainess is a SS rank adventure book 3. This time Princess Juliet Consen is finding the Duchy of Aquita is attacked by Frostface. Well, I could go in more detail, but it's a bit crazy for that book. Well, it's really closed out what January did. The third book in February is actually the last book I started in 2023. The Dungeon World series, but actually this is actually one of the few box sets on Bush books I actually read of the year. So this basically kid all 5 volumes of the original books. So despite being the only box set of the year, this ends up not being the longest single book as I'm counting as my count. It follows Frederick Winklevoss thing. Yeah, I'm not going to repeat that. You seem to tread the line between Dungeon Car and humans. Well, that's a lot of a story. Anyway, it was actually during this book I actually was forced to say goodbye to my old trusty Android tablet, which I was actually showed off which I was actually reading from in the last year. This is really because the actual Android tablet essentially was dying and had a spicy pillar problem. Yeah, I mean, I will tell you now, it's a 10-inch 16:9 tablet that I got in 2020. I got that model for a feature I never used, and well, I may never. And today there's probably better options for what I want to do today, what I wanted to do back then today. I can't remember. Well, in the meantime, I used an old Kindle tablet. In the process, well, this is it. Let's plug that back in later. But that's. But I also read some of Kindle devices of the year as well. So that wasn't just the only thing I was using, but use it at night. I mean, whilst I wasn't too bothered, I will tell you now what's an old Android based tablet. It did have one problem. Most of the apps that were on it were really coming out of date. So yeah. Anyway, but still, I managed to jump on to other books, and there was another book that arrived during February. The finale to the DFC Changing Arc, by Rachel Aaron, book called To the Bloody End. This follows Lola, who's the main heroine of the story, as she fights Victor as he's still playing somewhat dirty and becomes almost like a god in the DFC, the former city known as Detroit. And we're back to the Villainous is an SS rank adventure book 4. Yeah, she put out she's put out a few books this year, and this time Princess Juliet Curzon and trusty maid Clockwork Librarian takes on the high seas and Texan pirates, and tries to restore the kingdom's profit margin with a soap factory. Not her idea, not mine. I started this one in February, but took till March for me to actually complete it. So yeah. February also saw the end of my daily reading streak that I started in November of the previous year. So basically, I had almost almost 3 months of reading once a day at least. March also saw some improvements. I got a new tablet. Well, that's it. This one. This one comes with its own keyboard case. But that's going to be all you're going to see of this at this time. I mean, as I said, what 6 inches of Kindle wasn't super big problem. It was the lack of software that I was wanted to use on it that held it back. And well, actually, the software was on both the proper Android tablets, so that's why I put it on. So back to the larger screen and the apps I wanted to use on it. So last year, one of the series I really liked was The Rise of the Wiki Summoner, and I read all 8 of them by that time. So, but March saw the release of volume of the series. Volume asked the hero of the story. He's kind of lost the Wiki Summoner title because, well, it obviously isn't. The story starts with the quote Dragon Valley and the recovery of the Dryad who's actually on the cover, and also it's the Ash's birthday. Ship Course I started to read on the 8th of March and read until the 11th. This follows a woman named Alex who's apparently woken up from a cryopod and is the only person alive on a crippled spaceship and apparently a spaceship junkyard. Her only companion is really a voice in her head and giving her orders which she really does need to follow for survival for a while. While on a trip to another spaceship, she finds another woman in a cryopod, and this woman's name's Alice. I could go in more details, but that wasn't the only book in the Ship Course series I read. So I started another series, this time with of the Backyard Dozen series, which I've effectively books 1 to 5 during March, and it follows Eddie as he inherits his grandfather's home. During the exploration of the garden, he finds an underground cavern. During his first trip, he finds a blue-haired girl that is under attack by bad creatures. Eddie ends up saving the girl, and well, to save a long story short, he seems also that grow his group over time, and well, they usually appear in the front covers of the remaining books. April saw the release of Seed of Chaos, the 5th book in the Eve of Destruction series, which follows Evelyn. Again, this is another series I read mostly in 2023, but as I said, it's another new book. So anyway, this starts not too far from when the last book ended. This time Eve gets the job to be the holy judgment for a goddess as she finds another member of a pantheon taking over her world. Eve does this job and ends up having to attend a great grandmother's party. Yeah. Alright, then I'm back to the Backyard Dungeon. This time it's book 6, and during book 6 Eddie ends up with one of the big bad guys in the area gone, and press me explore more. But this is the point where I really wasn't really happy with it, and I didn't want to move on to book 7 on what is a 17 book series at time of recording. Looting the 13th Floor, book 1. Another series that features another hidden world, this time the 13th floor of a 12-story building. Yeah. Liam, my hero, ends up shooting with cute cat girl. I would mention more about it, but this series basically didn't really did end up being a bit meh, and I just didn't feel like continuing on with book onto book 2, because I said this is book 1, but no book 2. But there is, but there is another book I did read after that, and it was another part of the series, and the villainous is an SS rank adventure, book 5, and also book 6. Both were really slow readers. Mostly, as I stopped and played one of the best games in the year in May and June. Well, best games I played in the year, not the best game of the year. I could go on in more details about that game, but that's really more. But that's more due to the down to another video series I've got mine, which is the top 10 games of the year. That'll be in the 2024 edition. Okay, book 5 had Corrupt Nuns, a book when vampire and a mind full of brainwashed locals. Yeah, that's right. Book 6 had Princess Juliet Consen and Coppelia visiting the border where elves are invading a kingdom. Oh dear. And since I've spent that long reading the villainous SS rank adventure, yeah, I've managed to August, and we start August with Tailing Repose, which is the 4th book of the Tailing saga. And with the craziness of the last couple of books, Tailing says that she really wants to get out of town and have a bit of a holiday. But some people notice Tailing due to what she did in the previous 2 books and wants to get rid of her. Yeah. Next up is The False Hero book, volume 10. Book is a group of exploring the means to defeating the big bad. He ends up finding a abandoned lab with a robot girl within a stasis chamber. Also, this time, Lutz also needs to get rid of the 3 other heroes that he was summoned with to effectively get rid of them, because they've been effectively milking their roles, not and keeping the war going as much as they can get away with without, instead of actually taking down the big bad that they were summoned for. But soon, Belle, the maid within Lutz's group, suddenly becomes very, very ill. And if you want to know what happens in that, read book 10. Okay. Shipcard 2.0 follows Alex and Alice as they hide back as a military group, has discovered the group they were protecting end up with pile of bad intel, but they leave soon to resupply it. But during this time, it's very clear that Alex is actually not a human and can't really live the ship for too long. But ship carefully starts off with the destruction of their ship, and Alex and Alice effectively survives just by effectively injecting within the AI car instead. And sadly, Alice effectively comes out as ends up being in coma for most of this book, whilst Alex tries to curry favours with effectively her savers and the locals and attends boot camp. There's also a princess of a high-level AI hiding somewhere as well. Wolf of the Blood Moon 1. The Scout Wolf is the first in a new series. Well, given especially with the one in the title, not there's actually no numbers on the books, but I'm giving them all numbers just so you can know what you're doing, where we are. This is set in an alternative where the demons' attacks via fracture are very, very common. But for Arthur and Scarlet, her first fracture awakens the demon side to her, and to survive, she must accept a contract with Fame Being and become a guardian for the humans. That's just a start. In Wolf of the Blood Moon 2, The Wolf Advance, has Scarlet attending college where she learns how to fight demons, and learn out about her skills. Especially after she has gotten a very, very powerful boost near the beginning of the book, and demon nature is forced more permanent change to her body. Additional things become a bit more clearer when she finds out who her birth mother was, or is. Wolf of the Blood Moon 3. Tartarus. This book, as far as Scarlet's been forced to visit the demon realm, Tartarus, and she meets several of the demons from various levels, and she even finds out somewhat why she has demon powers and effectively she's part demon. Wolf of the Blood Moon 4, The Demonic War. Has Scarlet taking part in the war between the humans and the demons? Well, whilst the demon side is giving her a boost, and he's often on the front line, but could she work out how it means to win the war? Well, I actually read all those 10 books. I actually read all those 4 books in 10 days. And I will have to wait for the book 5 until October. This is partly because the reason why for over 10 days is partly because I was experiencing power issues at the house for about a week. This is because I was having the work on the house, and I couldn't even use my main PC for the time. As a little side note, book 1 happens to be the longest book I've read, including counting that the collection before as one book. The bonus is a ranked adventure, book 7. Effectively took a few months to read because I was worrying about something else, probably YouTube I think it was, or getting my channel up going a bit better. But and I'm proud of getting into the book, but what Princess Juliet Carlson and couple are up to? They're entering a market town and some weirdness with the local nobility. Yeah, I'm going to keep that one a bit vague. And now we are back to Wolf of the Blood Moon, The Warden's Reign. As it was released in late October, I already started then. So, as I took my time with this one, partly because I was also trying to get some stuff work with the NaNoWriMo, which I was kind of doing. I wasn't actually officially doing it this year, and Scarlet and Faye entered a competition to decide who would become the next Fae King or Queen. Scarlet's parents, as well as some other members of her family, are also in this competition that has been known to take lives. Okay. Last couple of books now, so let's get through it. Absolute Power 2024. The FCB Special Edition number 1. I voted it entirely on the 5th of November. It was a giveaway for the free comic book day that happened at some point. And because this is basically a free giveaway, it ends up being the shortest book of the year. I will point out that this is a DC comic, and well, while it doesn't have ships on it, it does feature Amanda Waller and one of her schemes. Well, and it feels like very much a introduction to one of the book arcs. Well. Now we're getting on to some of the other stuff. Rise of the Wiki Summoner 10. Yeah. That's got. Yeah, we've got. While it shows Celine in her armor, she's not the super big focus to this one. I mean, I think in previous ones, I could read there's been basically one of the characters that have been a major focus or a significant focus in that book. It's been on the cover, so but this time it's actually covers from a birthday party and prepared for stuff that should become the focus of book 11. Then there's Valerie Stronghold, Security for Hire. Well, this is book 1 of a series, and you'll see book 2 later on. So Val Stronghold is a lion dwarf who seems to be tall, very tall and bald up for a dwarf, like a rest of her brethren, but she looks quite a bit like human. One day she gets a invite to the palace about doing a job, being security in Monday, New York, with and her first job is with Anne, who's married to one of the bigger houses of vampires. Amelia, level 0 hero book. It's not been almost a year, so, and as Amelia tried to get her restaurant into some working shape as bees aren't really playing ball, but the Astral Kingdom and the sector of Bristol Farm are coming in to threat to the locals and other things. But will Amelia step up to be the hero? Okay. Last week coming up, Valerie Stronghold 2, Shield Maiden of the Realm, has her acting like a bodyguard for a Prince of the Fairies when she visits New York. Valhalla Stronghold 3, Aperture Shadows, as introduces a fairy known as Tetra, who is forced to work with Val for quite a few years, the next couple of years, or at least for the rest of the books, as far as I can tell. And the final book of 2024, at least completed, is Valerie Stronghold, Jewel of the Knight's Mantle. Well, it continues on, and well, I'm not really going to go too much detail because, well, this is what you are. Those are just If you aren't going to pick up one, you aren't going to pick up four. Well, anyway, what's a Valerie Stronghold 4 was the last book I completed in 2024. It wasn't the last book I read. I started Velvet Stronghold on December the 31st. So whilst I can say I started reading it, and it since I didn't complete it, it won't count for this list. And as if you're wondering, the Valerie Stronghold series is currently 8 available, and with a 9th being known to be coming on the way. Now, like last year, I did have a list of couple of list of things. Well, let's cover some facts and figures. Well, the grand total is 34 books, and of that, I've got 1 comic book, 0 audiobooks, and well, the rest has got to be 33 novels. Most of these books are actually somewhat new, how I'll say, because most of them actually, not all of them, but quite a few of them were released in 2024 or just before. So, as an author myself, I really would have loved to include Solar Masters 1, Occasions of Silence into this released list in 2024. But anyway, that's been Mike Sharpwriter. See you guys next time.